Hello everyone, welcome back to Jerra's Garden. Today I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know about growing Bok Choy from seed all the way to harvest. Bok Choy is an amazing leafy green that's packed with nutrients, super versatile in the kitchen, and super easy to grow. And here's a patch of purple Bok Choy that I'm so excited to be harvesting today. If you're new here, my name is Jerra. I've been gardening all of my life, and I'm a professional seed and plant nursery. I love to share my knowledge and teach others how to garden and grow food, so you've come to the right place if you want to improve your gardening skills. And this is Teddy, by the way. Let's talk a little bit about what is Bok Choy and the different kinds so you choose the best seeds for your garden. Bok Choy, also known as Pak Choi or Chinese cabbage, is a type of leafy green that belongs to the brassica family, which also includes broccoli, kale, and cabbage. It has crisp stalks and tender green leaves. Bok Choy is prized for its mild, slightly sweet flavor and its ability to grow quickly. It's a staple in Asian cuisine and is often used in stir fries, soups, and salads. Bok Choy comes in two main types, regular and Shanghai. Regular Bok Choy has crisp white stalks and green, slightly crinkled leaves. A perfect example is Canton Bok Choy, which is one of my personal favorites. It grows into a large rosette kind of shape with crispy and juicy leaves, just delicious. Shanghai Bok Choy is known for its smooth, oval-shaped leaves and pale green stalks, so the whole thing is green. A classic example is a variety simply called Shanghai. You might come across a variety called Taiwan Bok Choy. It reminds me more of a mini loose-leaf Napa cabbage. There are also several varieties based on how big it gets. For example, dwarf Bok Choy gets to about 4 to 6 inches tall, while the extra dwarf Bok Choy grows into a tiny baby Bok Choy around 2 inches tall. The smaller the size, the faster they are ready for harvest from direct sowing the seeds. Extra dwarf Bok Choy is ready for harvest in just 30 days. So the smaller cultivars are great quick seed to crop options. Lastly, there are some differences in color. Usually you get the white stem with green leaves or just the whole thing is green, but there are some purple color Bok Choy varieties that have lime green stems with dark purple leaves, just like this one right here. It's such a gorgeous plant in the garden, it's almost too pretty to eat. No matter the color, the flavor is just about the same across all Bok Choy varieties. I do have seeds for many Bok Choy varieties on my website if you need some. Let's discuss ideal growing conditions so you pick the best spot to grow it in your garden. Bok Choy thrives in temperatures between 55 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It prefers cooler weather and grows quickly in the spring and fall. It needs 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight daily, but can tolerate some shade, especially in warmer climates like garden zones 9 and up. Loose, well-draining soil enriched with organic matter is ideal. Keep the soil consistently moist, but not waterlogged. Bok Choy doesn't like to dry out. All right, you have your Bok Choy seeds and found the perfect spot to grow it in your garden. Let's talk about when and how to sow the seeds. You can get an early start by sowing seeds indoors 4 to 6 weeks before your last spring frost date to basically grow out your own transplants. Just fill some containers. I'm using 72 cell seed trays with some seed starting mix. Sow a few seeds over the soil, push the seeds down so they make contact, and water them in. Keep the soil moist and they should germinate in just a few days. They are ready to transplant once the root system has developed enough that you can pop the plug out and the soil doesn't fall apart. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks. Space out your transplants about 5 inches apart. If you're growing a dwarf variety, then space them 3 inches apart. Direct sowing the seeds is the easiest option in my opinion. Direct sow seeds after your last spring frost date has passed. Or if you're located in a mild winter climate, areas that don't get any snow, you can grow it from fall through winter and into early spring. I usually start direct sowing seeds in October and succession sow more all through winter, with the last sowing being around in March. Before sowing seeds, I rake blood meal into the soil. This is a high nitrogen source which promotes lush leafy green growth. Then I sprinkle the seeds. Keep the soil moist and they will germinate in less than a week. I don't space them out perfectly. They are sowed pretty densely. Later, I will thin them out as I go along harvesting. Or you can follow square foot gardening guidelines and sow 4 Bok Choy plants per square foot if you prefer. Bok Choy gets affected by the same kind of pests that affect brassicas like broccoli and cabbage. You might see some flea beetles which create tiny holes in the leaves. Cover plants with row covers and spray with neem oil to treat for the flea beetles. The most common pests I get are cabbage worms, also called pickle worms. You can hand pick them off or use Bacillus thuringiensis or BT spray to kill the worms. Aphids can also be a problem, especially when growing Bok Choy in the spring. Spray plants with a mixture of water and a few drops of dish soap to knock them off your plants. Just make sure you're using all natural dish soap, not something like Dawn, which is actually a detergent, not a soap at all. Bok Choy also does not have many disease issues. I would say the most common issue is downy mildew, which looks like small yellow spots on the leaves, and powdery mildew, which looks like a fine white powder across the surface of the leaves. Both are caused by a fungus and are killed by a simple spray of 1 cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide per gallon of water. And I spray about every 3 to 5 days until I notice the spread of the disease has stopped. I don't like to use synthetic or harsh treatments when growing Bok Choy because you will be consuming the entire plant and leaves. If planted at the correct time of year, I barely get any pest issues anyways. Hopefully by following my tips, you arrive at the harvest point. How many days it will take to get to harvest depends on the variety you're growing. Standard bok choys are ready in about 60 days, while the extra dwarf varieties are ready in as little as 30 days. You can harvest them at whatever stage you want. Traditionally, the entire head of bok choy is harvested at once. Use a sharp knife or scissors to cut the entire plant at the base, just above the soil line. I leave the roots in the soil because they will break down and feed the soil biology. But I have also just harvested a few leaves here and there, so the plants keep growing and producing over the course of several weeks. For this cut and come again harvesting method, trim the outer leaves first, leaving the inner core to keep growing. Harvest in the early morning for the best flavor and to prevent wilting. If you're not ready to use it right away, put them in a bag into the crisper drawer of your fridge. They should last about 1 week. Bok choy is incredibly versatile. Stir fry them by slicing in half long ways and toss with some garlic, soy sauce, and sesame oil. Add chopped bok choy to ramen or miso soup for a fresh, crunchy texture. Use baby bok choy leaves as a base for a fresh green salad. I also really love to steam them with ginger and soy sauce for a simple vegetable dish. I encourage you to check out my other YouTube channel called Jerra's Fresh Kitchen to see my personal recipes that use bok choy. I'll link it in the description. And there you have it, everything you need to know about growing bok choy from seed all the way to harvest. If you're a hot climate gardener like me, I have more success growing bok choy than lettuce because it tolerates warmer temperatures, so I can grow it for many more months out of the year when compared to lettuce. So this is one of my main leafy green crop choices, and it is so much fun to experiment with all the different varieties. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your gardening friends. Happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next video.